Minister Anand, welcome to Parvasi Plus.
Namaste, and thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be on Parvasi Plus.
Thank you so much. It's the first time you have been on our afternoon show. You have been on the morning show many times, but we have started the show since March, and we welcome you on our new show as well.
I'm so happy to be here and to speak with your listeners, and I'll be looking forward to coming back again sometime soon as well.
Sure, very welcome. Would you be comfortable in Hindi?
I think I prefer English because my mother is Punjabi and my father is Tamil, so we spoke primarily English at home.
Okay, so Punjabi or English, maybe we'll talk in English then.
Perfect.
Yeah. Minister, we have been talking about the vaccinations and during this pandemic and all the economic whatever we have faced, the economic concerns nowadays. So can you tell something about the fall economic program? What's the federal government's plan for that?
Well, I want to start by saying that the purpose of the fall economic statement is to provide Canadians with assurance that we are, as a government, here for Canadians, whether it is in terms of supports for the health sector or economically speaking businesses that are struggling across this country. We are putting in place supports or continuing with existing supports for Canadians because we realize that the only way that we can build a strong economy is through healthy individuals who are able to work across this country, and that's why we are putting in place so many supports. So an expanded child benefit of up to $1,200, 90% of rent subsidized for red zone areas, the wage subsidy is going up to 75%, $1 billion for long-term care, just a few of the types of programs we're putting in place. And then on the health side, of course, the investments we've made in personal protective equipment. We've invested $7.6 billion for 2 billion pieces of PPE and also vaccines. We have bilateral agreements with 7 of the world's leading vaccine candidates, the largest, most diverse portfolio of vaccines in the world. And that is something, as you know, I'm personally working on as the Minister of Public Services and Procurement.
So Britain has announced that they'll be providing shots for the medical staff, especially in the next week. What are Canada's plans? When are we getting the vaccinations?
Well, it's a very good question. Of course, there has been a rolling review of Pfizer and 3 other candidates with the regulator at Health Canada for some time now. AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson are all being reviewed by Health Canada. And Health Canada is doing its important work. This is not a political process. It is guided by the science. And we will hear from Health Canada when that scientific analysis of the vaccines is complete. I know that we see people in Britain preparing themselves to take a vaccination. But I think most importantly, Canadians want to make sure that the vaccine that they would take is safe.
Yeah.
And that is the work that Health Canada is doing. It will tell us when a vaccine is safe and effective, and then we will be prepared to roll it out to Canadians.
Yeah. And another question, since the vaccine has not been tried on the kids who are 12 and under, and we still don't know whether it will provide immunization from the people who have not had their shots yet, and that's the reason for the wait for the vaccine?
Again, I don't have the insight into Health Canada's exact process. I know that it is reviewing a mountain of data from all of these corporations, and I'm assuming that they are taking into account issues such as the one that you are raising. Of course, we have to make sure that the vaccine is safe and effective before it is rolled out to Canadians. And that's why I think we should let the regulators do their important work.
Okay. Good afternoon, Minister. This is Rajinder Saini. Welcome to Parvasi Plus from my side again.
Thank you. So great to hear your voice and so great to be on Parvasi Plus this afternoon.
Thank you. Okay, the next question is, Minister, that provinces are expecting rolling off this consignment of vaccine very soon. Our Minister of Health of Ontario, Christian Elliott, is and even Premier, they are saying that they are going to get vaccine very soon. They are even telling us the number of vaccines, 2.6 million they are getting very soon. So Prime Minister is saying that you have to hold on, you have to wait. So there is some contradiction in these statements.
So what's really important to remember for me as Minister of Public Services and Procurement is that we do have these agreements in place with a number of suppliers, and we are prepared to accept 6 million doses from 2 of those suppliers in the first quarter of 2021. And so there is certainly the effort with the provinces and the territories to coordinate in terms of where those 6 million doses are going. And that's exactly the work of the Public Health Agency of Canada in conjunction with the provinces and territories.
Wonderful. Thank you, Minister. And who is going to decide the priority? How these vaccines will be given to the people, maybe frontline workers, healthcare workers? Is it the federal government is going to decide, or they will leave it up to the provinces?
Well, that's, again, a very good question. I want to make sure that we remember that there is a national immunization committee that is looking at those questions in terms of priority. But essentially, the decision about provincial populations will be within the provincial jurisdiction to decide, because they are in charge of dispensing health care in their jurisdictions. So we're providing some support and collaboration, as well as some advice from the immunization task force. But this is a collaborative discussion. Our Prime Minister has spoken about vulnerable populations and healthcare workers as being among the first that we should be looking at.
Wonderful, Minister. Thank you so much. And Meenakshi has to ask a question, then we will wind up the interview. Ji.
I believe we are just all waiting for this good news when the vaccinations will be provided in Canada as well after UK. So we will be sometime very soon getting this vaccination, but it's nonetheless very good news that at least the vaccination has started being given in some part of the world.
And we also congratulate you, Minister Anand. This was your first tenure as a minister, and you had a big responsibility providing all those PPEs, now vaccination, and we are really proud of you.
Well, thank you so much. And I will tell you, one of the reasons why I wanted to run for public office was that I believe that our governmental institutions should reflect the demographic composition of our country. And certainly our community is so important in terms of representation. And so I'm really glad to be able to represent us, as well as women and the people of Oakville, and really to work hard for Canadians.
Thank you so much. And we are waiting for you in our studios.
Okay. Namaste. Dhanyavad.
Namaste. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.